Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, today I want to try a coaster. I'm not going to give it a name because I'm just trying out some things based on what I've seen other creators do, changing it up a bit. I just have this pour from my last project, which you will have seen just before I posted this one. And I had run out of resin, so when I made the resin for this project, I finished off this one here. Okay, so I have my fine live edge mold from Julie at Pouring Your Heart Out. Beautiful mold. I have Cast and Craft, which I've used in the past. Now, I picked up these new, um, I don't even know, to be honest with you, if they're acrylic or what they are, but I picked these up at, I think it was Joann's when I had my trip to the US. So I'm going to try these. I don't know if they're going to work. I have a blue and a green, and I'm going to try this gold. So just kind of playing it by ear to see if I can get a nice effect. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up my resins with these colors. I'm going to start with my Cast and Craft. I have the cup I have with the most in it is the most resin is the one I'm going to use. The white, I'm going to add 3 drops to that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to mix up my Cast and Craft, or shake it up. This sometimes comes out quickly, so you have to be careful with the Cast and Craft. It doesn't have the precision tip like an alcohol ink may have. Okay, so that's 3 drops. I'm going to mix that up and just to see what kind of opacity I have. So let me just give this a good mix. Okay, so I just want to show you what the 3 drops, and I didn't weigh this or measure it, so I'm not sure how much is in here, but you can see on my stick that it's still has some transparency to it. So I'm going to leave that one, and then I'm going to mix up. Now, I have less in here for the gold than I do the other two because golds can take over, or any metallic can take over. So I'm not putting as much of that in. So I'm going to give this a shake. And you can hear it must have like a little ball bearing in it, which is nice. Let's go ahead and try these out. So I'm going to have to puncture these because I haven't used them before. Let me find my little tack. So I find just a little tack like this works fine. Oh, maybe I don't have to puncture it. I can see it's coming out. Let's give it a shot. So I'm going to start with just a couple drops. I want to see what kind of strength these have, given that I haven't used them before. So I'm going to mix that up. So I can see that not much. There's not much color in there. So let me try. I'm going to give it another good mix, or good shake. Make sure it's mixed well. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to add another couple drops. See what happens. It did say on the bottle that you could use these in resin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with 5 this time around, given that we didn't see much of a change with the first one. All right, that's looking a bit better. Still pretty translucent though. I can see the gold in there. I don't want the gold taking over, but that's very see-through. It's almost, well, when I look at it in the cup, you guys can see it in the cup. You know what, I'm going to stick with that because I don't want it to be too domineering. All right, let's see what the other 2 colors are like and whether they're open or if they need to be cut. So I'm going to give this one a good shake. You can hear it. And see if this one, yeah, doesn't look like you have to actually open them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops. Okay, let's give this one a stir. see what we get. Does anybody else use these types of inks? I don't think I've seen anybody use them, but they caught my interest when I saw them. Thought I'd give them a try. Not a lot of, I would say not a lot of dye. They're very translucent. Almost like maybe they're more equivalent to those translucent ones that I have from Lots Resin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. I'm going to add another 10 drops. So these might be not maybe made for this type of project, but let's see what we get with the... So I think, I can't remember how many drops I started with, but still very opaque, or sorry, translucent. So you can see on my stick and on the cup. Alright, we're going to go with that. Let's go with the... So we got gold, green, and... Or sorry, blue, and I'm going to use this green. So I'm going to give it a good shake. And we're going to add quite a bit, because we know that we're going to need quite a bit based on the other two. 2, 3, whoops. Oh, I kind of lost count there. I squirted it in. Now, let's get another stick and give this a stir. Okay, I think it just needs a good, this stuff actually, you need to give it a good stir to get it to mix in pretty good. So I'm just going to finish giving these all another good stir, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's go ahead and start. We're going to pour our white in, and then we're going to follow that with the gold, sorry, the white, the green, the gold, and then the blue. So I'm going to pour all of my white into my mold. I did use some tape to get any residue out of, any dust and stuff out of my mold that might have been in there. Okay. Now, I know this is how, they start what they call the Larimar effect. That's not what I'm going for, because I'm quite certain I can't achieve it. I've been trying to do a bloom technique for quite a while now. Can't seem to catch that one either. So, all right, there's our white. Just going to wipe my stick off. And then I'm going to go in with the green. I'm going to pour right in the middle of that. Okay, so I'm just going to go right in the center. Okay, I'm going to follow that with the gold. Now remember, I don't have as much, I have probably half the amount of gold as I do the other two colors. So again, just going to pour that right into the center. And this is a very translucent gold. So I'm hoping it'll give it some sparkle but not take over. Like the metallics can sometimes do. Now, even if this doesn't quite turn out, I'll show you, but if it's a complete disaster, I may not. I hear my son coming down. Okay, and then so that's the white, green, gold, and the last color we're going to pour in is the blue. And again, same as the other two. Just going to pour that as well as I can into the center. And yes, I giggle because I think that was a little off center, but that's okay. Okay, so sorry guys. Try to angle this so my hand's not narrowed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run my lighter over this to get the bubbles out. And then I'm going to come back in a while once it thickens up a bit. I want to see how clear it looks in the middle. And if it looks pretty clear, I'm going to probably put a little bit of glitter in the middle. So if I do that, I'll come back and show you guys that step. If it looks fairly opaque in the middle, I may not do that. I don't like it when there's a bunch of glitter in the middle that takes over. But I also don't like it when it's a bunch of clear in the middle either. So, all right. So I'm just going to, it didn't quite fill up my mold. That's okay. I would know if I was trying this again. If I happen to like it, I'll just use more, mix a little more resin. I probably could have used the stuff I saved out for that. All right. So, bubbles. And we'll see what this does. Hello everybody, welcome back. So, let's take a look and see how our coaster came out. Alright, we're seeing it at the same time together. Let's see what we got. Blah blah. Nope, too much white or the white sunk. Definitely not enough color in there. Oh. It's very muted. It's actually not ugly. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's like a pastel-y type of very milky colored coaster. Oh well. We'll keep adjusting and trying new things. You know, the gold didn't come in at all. So we know. So these colors probably that I use probably I would say are not appropriate for probably not strong enough dyes, I think. Because they weren't able to sink through and penetrate that bottom layer of white. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.